Hello everyone, I am Harshal from Team MathOratory. Today we have our rackets at Shomu sir. Hello sir.
Hi Harshal, how are you?
I'm fine. So what are we discussing today, sir?
Yeah, so we have one question today, an interesting one rather, something related to average speed. One of your favorite topics, right Harshal?
Yeah, of course, because sometimes it gets really confusing also.
True, but if you understand the basic concept of average speed, and that is total distance by total time, right? Every question can be solved in the simplest of manner, as we have always discussed, right?
Right,
so
right.
let's look at the question now. Verstappen is practicing on a new track, whatever. He wants to achieve an average speed of 300 miles. So we know the target that he wants to achieve, right? So the average speed that he's targeting over 2 laps. So that is mentioned over 2 laps. In the first lap, he finds some difficulty with the wind or whatever and could only average a speed of 150 miles per hour in the lap. So first lap average speed is given. How much speed should he average in the second lap to achieve his target? So what do we know, Harshal? Average speed is total distance by total time, isn't it?
Correct.
Now, whenever we are tackling an average speed question, typically the speeds would be given, most of the cases, which is provided in this particular question. But there's a small twist. It's not that average speed of one section and average speed of another section is given and we are trying to figure out the average of the entirety of it. That is not the case here. Rather, we have been given the average speed of 1 lap and we have a target for the average speed of 2 laps.
Right.
So in these kind of questions, typically we would start by assuming the distance, right? Now, since it's a lap thing, if I consider 1 lap to be a certain distance, any distance for that matter, in this case, we'll consider distance such that the time remains integer, right? So we have 150 miles per hour. So we can consider, let's say, 150 miles to be the distance of 1 lap.
Correct.
So if the average speed of this lap has been 150 miles per hour, the time that we have for this lap, so time for the first lap, let's say, should be 1 hour.
Right.
Now, what is the target? The target is to cover 2 laps with an average speed of 300 miles per hour, isn't it? That's what the question says. That's something he wants to achieve. Now, since we considered 1 lap to be 150 meters, now I cannot assume again. So if 1 lap is 150 meters, then 2 laps should be 300, miles here rather. So 150 miles, so the 2 laps should be 300 miles.
Right.
Now, if 2 laps, that is 300 miles, have to be covered with an average speed of 300 miles per hour, the time for the 2 laps should be how much? 1 hour?
Correct.
Now, how is this possible? If the time he traveled is, time for the first lap that he traveled is 1 hour, then how come the time for 2 laps be 1 hour? How can he travel the second lap in 0 time?
Right. Even flash also it would be not possible, right?
Exactly. Even if it is 0.00000000001 second, it should be something, right? It cannot be 0. It cannot be an absolute 0. So basically, this is an impossible task, right? You can put it in this way. This is an impossible task. So not to worry, I've not provided options for this. If you have a question like this with this data, you will obviously have an option which says impossible to attain it, or not possible, or data inconsistent, something related to that. So, and also don't worry about this assumption. So for example, I'll just show with a different number. So if I consider 1 lap to be 300 miles, for example, the average speed is this, right? So the time for the first lap would have been how much? 2 hours? Yes?
Right. Correct.
Now, if 1 lap is 300 meters, then the 2 laps would have been 600 meters. With a speed of 300 miles per hour, you need to do it in 2 hours again. So 2 hours, same thing, right? Second lap, 0 time. We don't have time. So actual distance doesn't matter in these kind of questions. So this particular question has inconsistent data, or it is an impossible task. Correct. Interesting one?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's stop here. Thank you everybody for joining in. Thank you, Harshal, for joining in.
Thank you, sir.
If you haven't yet checked the full playlist containing this video, then check the description for the direct link. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to stay updated with our daily questions, tutorials, and problem-solving sessions, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to never miss an update. In addition to our daily questions, we also offer comprehensive preparation for CAT and other management entrance tests. If you're looking to excel in these exams, We highly recommend checking out these courses in our website. To get a taste of what our courses have to offer, we invite you to take a free demo. The demo will give you a glimpse into the quality and effectiveness of our teaching methods, study materials, and practice resources. You can find the relevant links in the description of this video. Have a nice and successful preparation ahead. See you in the next one.